Welcome. Tonight there is nowhere you need to be, and nothing you must solve. Let your shoulders soften, let your breath find its own slow rhythm, and let the room grow dim and kind around you. Tonight we journey inward into the smallest living thing there is, the cell, the quiet unit that all of life is built from. This is the Circadian Institute, where each night we travel somewhere vast or strange or wonderfully small, and let the slow rhythms of nature carry a tired mind toward sleep. Tonight our subject is the living cell, the soft machinery of life, working in every part of you even now. If this voice helps you rest, subscribing keeps these long, calm nights within reach. There is nothing to memorize tonight and no test in the morning. The cell is endlessly intricate, but intricacy told slowly becomes a kind of wonder, and wonder is a fine doorway into sleep. You only have to listen and let the quiet life inside you keep you gentle company. We will move without hurry tonight from the first glimpse of cells through an old microscope, through the cell's gentle border and its library of code, down to the tiny fires that keep it warm, and out again to the trillions of cells that, together, are quietly being you, nothing to hold on to, only small, slow wonders. Begin with a simple question, asked softly in the dark. What is the smallest thing that can truly be called alive? Not a molecule, not a strand of code, but a whole living thing that feeds, grows, and makes more of itself. The answer is the cell, the quiet brick from which every living being is built. Everything that lives is made of cells. A blade of grass, a redwood tree, a whale, a mushroom, and you, each is a gathering of cells, or, in the case of bacteria, a single cell living alone. There is no living thing on earth that is not at its root cellular. A single cell is a complete little world, wrapped in a soft border, filled with a watery interior. It holds machinery to gather food, release energy, repair itself, and copy its own instructions. It is the smallest parcel of matter that does the thing we call living. And cells are old beyond imagining. Long before there were plants or animals, before there was anything you could see with the unaided eye, the world belonged to single cells, floating and dividing in ancient seas. For most of life's story, a cell was all that life was. So as you settle tonight, settle into kinship with the very small. You are not one thing, but a vast, quiet society of cells, each one alive in its own right, each one descended in an unbroken line from those first cells in the ancient sea. Rest among them. The story of seeing cells begins with a thin slice of cork. In 1665, the English scientist Robert Hooke held a sliver of it under one of the first microscopes and saw, to his surprise, that it was not solid at all. It was full of tiny, empty rooms, neat little chambers walled off from one another. They reminded him of the small bare rooms where monks slept, which were called cells, and so he gave them that name. He was looking only at the empty walls left behind by life, the husks of cells long dead, but the word he chose has stayed with us ever since. A few years later, a Dutch draper named Antony van Leeuwenhoek ground lenses far finer than anyone before him and turned them on a drop of pond water. What he saw astonished him. The water was alive, teeming with tiny moving creatures he called little animals, animalcules. He found them everywhere, in rainwater, in the sea, even in the soft scrapings from his own teeth. He was the first human ever to see bacteria, and single living cells going about their lives. A whole living world had been there all along, just beneath the reach of our eyes. Think of it as you lie here. For all of human history until that moment, no one knew that a living world hid inside every drop and every leaf. A simple lens opened the door. Tonight we step gently through it into the quiet country of the cell. For a long while, cells were a curiosity, strange shapes seen through glass, with no one quite sure what they meant. Then, in the 1830s, two German scientists pieced together one of the great quiet ideas in all of biology. Matthias Schleiden studied plants and saw that every part of them was built of cells. Theodor Schwann studied animals and found the same. Together they realized something sweeping and simple. Every living thing, plant or animal, is made of cells. Life has a single common building block. A few years later, Rudolf Virchow added the line that completed the thought. Every cell, he said, comes from another cell. Life does not spring from nothing. It is handed on, cell dividing into cell, in an unbroken chain reaching back to the very beginning. This is cell theory, and it is one of the cornerstones of all biology. Three soft statements. Living things are made of cells. The cell is the basic unit of life, and every cell comes from a cell before it. Simple enough to hold as you drift. There is something steadying in that last idea. The cells that make you tonight came from earlier cells, which came from earlier ones, still back and back, in a line that has never once been broken since life began. You are the living tip of an ancient, unbroken thread. Let us feel the scale of the country we are entering. You are not made of a few cells or a few million. Your body holds somewhere near 37 trillion of them, a number so large it slips through the mind like water. 37 million quiet lives, all of them yours. And each one is tiny. A typical cell in your body is around 1/100th of a millimeter across, so small that dozens of them could line up within the width of this letter's full stop. Most are far too small to see, and yet each is a busy, living world. If your cells were laid in a single line, the thread would stretch for many times the distance around the earth. You contain that vastness folded quietly into the shape of a person, every cell in its place, each doing its small, faithful work. They come in countless forms, long and short, round and branching, flat and coiled, yet nearly everyone carries the same core machinery, the same way of living. Beneath all the variety lies one shared design, repeated 37 trillion times over. Hold that as a soft thought tonight. You are a nation of the very small, more numerous than the stars of our galaxy, all quietly cooperating to keep one slow breath rising and falling in the dark. Such a crowd working so gently so that you may simply rest. Among all the world's cells, there are two great kinds, and the difference between them is one of the deepest divides in life. It comes down to a single question: does the cell keep its instructions loose, or does it lock them away in a room of their own? The first and older kind are the simple cells, the bacteria and their ancient cousins. They are small and spare, with their looped thread of code drifting freely in the interior, no inner walls, no separate rooms. For billions of years, these were the only cells alive. The second kind are the complex cells, the cells of plants, animals, fungi, and you. These are larger and richly furnished, with their code shut away in a central chamber, the nucleus and many small inner compartments, each doing its own work, a cell with room. Yet for all their difference, both kinds share the same deep roots. Every cell, simple or complex, keeps a soft border, holds its code in the language of the same 4 letters, and builds its parts with the same tiny machines. They are branches of one family tree. Tonight we will mostly wander the complex cell, the kind you are made of, with its quiet rooms and inner fires. But hold a little wonder for the simple ones too, floating in their countless billions through soil and sea and the warm dark of your own body, keeping the whole living world turning. Let us pause here at the doorway of the cell and breathe. There is no hurry on the far side of that door. The cells within you have kept their slow work going every moment of your life, and they will keep it whether you follow every word tonight or none at all. Feel how the day loosens its hold. Whatever was sharp this afternoon is softening now, the way an edge blurs when your eyes relax. Let it blur. Precision is for the morning. The night prefers things gentle and dim. Let your breath move like the slow tides inside a cell in, and the soft interior gathers out, and it settles again. Nothing forced, nothing hurried, just the quiet give and take that life has always run on, far below thought. Soon enough, we will trace the cell's gentle border, the soft skin that decides what comes in and what stays out. But there is no rush at all. Stay here by the doorway as long as you like, breathing slow, sinking softly toward sleep. Every cell begins with a border. Before there can be an inside kept safe and ordered, there must be a soft skin to hold the inside apart from the world. This is the membrane, the thinnest of films, and the first thing that makes a cell a cell. It is almost unimaginably thin, just 2 molecules deep, thousands of times thinner than the finest tissue paper. And yet this gossamer film does one of the most important jobs in all of life. It decides what belongs within and what must stay without. Without a border, there is no life. The careful order a cell builds inside itself would simply dissolve into the surrounding water, scattering until nothing was left. The membrane holds the difference between in and out, between the living and the merely wet. It is not a wall, though. It is soft, flexing and alive with movement, bending as the cell moves, healing when it tears, and forever letting chosen things slip through, a border but a gentle and breathing one. So the cell's first lesson is a calm one. To keep something whole, you need a soft edge, not a hard one, a border that can bend and breathe and choose. Let your own edges be soft tonight, holding you gently together as you rest. What is this border made of? Something wonderfully simple, a double layer of oily molecules floating side by side like a soft, too-deep raft. Each molecule has a head that loves water and a long tail that shrinks from it, and that small difference builds the whole membrane. Drop these molecules into water, and they arrange themselves without any help at all. The water-loving heads turn outward to face the wet, the water-fearing tails huddle inward away from it, and a double sheet forms on its own, order assembling itself from nothing but the shape of a molecule. And this sheet is not stiff, it is a fluid, like a film of warm oil, its molecules easing sideways, sliding past one another, the whole surface shimmering with slow motion. A membrane is less a wall than a gently moving sea, 2 molecules deep. Because the inside of this oily sea repels water, most water-loving things cannot cross it on their own. The membrane is choosy by its very nature, a calm, oily barrier that lets a few small things slip through and quietly turns the rest away. What a quiet elegance it carries into sleep, that something as vital as the border of every living cell builds itself freely and reliably from nothing more than oil and water and the simple wish of molecules to find their place. Let yourself find your place too. Floating in this oily sea are the membrane's gatekeepers, proteins set into the film like jewels in soft cloth. Some form tunnels, some act as doors, some as pumps. They are how the cell controls the steadied traffic across its border. The simplest are the channels, fine tunnels that open through the membrane to let particular things pass. Each channel is shaped to fit only certain travelers so that water or a single kind of mineral salt may slip through while everything else is gently refused. Others are pumps, and these do something harder. They take hold of a particle and carry it across the membrane against its wishes, from where there is little to where there is already much uphill work that costs the cell a sip of energy with every push. One such pump runs ceaselessly in nearly every cell you have, trading salt across the border in and out, never stopping. It is among the busiest machines in the body, and it hums along quietly even now in every cell, keeping the careful balance that lets you live. So the border is not a blank wall, but a living gateway, watched over by thousands of small, faithful gatekeepers, each choosing with care. Nothing crosses by accident. Rest in the knowledge that all night those gates are kept by hands that never tire. A cell must eat, breathe, and clear away its waste, and all of it crosses that thin border. The traffic never stops. Food and fuel eases in, the spent and the unwanted seep out, and the whole exchange is managed with a quiet, ceaseless care. Some things need no help at all. The oxygen you breathe is small and slips straight through the oily film, while the spent gas your cells release seeps out the same easy way. The most vital exchange of all happens by simple silent drifting. Water has its own gentle rule. It moves across the border toward wherever there is more dissolved within, seeking always to even things out. This quiet seeking osmosis is why a cell stays plump and firm, and why it must guard its balance with care. And for everything else, the sugars, the salts, the building blocks of life, the gatekeepers take over, ushering each one through its proper door. Nothing important is left to chance. The cell knows, molecule by molecule, what it lets across. It is a slow, balanced breathing, this taking in and letting go, repeated in every cell, every second of your life. Let your own breath fall into the same rhythm. Take in what is good, let go of what is spent, and trust the balance to keep itself. The membrane does more than let things pass. It listens. Studded across its surface are receptors, proteins shaped to catch a single kind of passing signal, the way a lock waits for one key. Through them, the cell hears the world outside. When the right signal arrives, a passing molecule, a hormone released somewhere far off in the body, it settles into its receptor like a key into a lock. Nothing forces it, it simply fits, and in that gentle click, a message is received. That click sets off a soft cascade within. One molecule nudges the next, which wakes another, passing the message inward through the cell until it reaches the right machinery. A whisper at the surface becomes an action deep inside. This is how the trillions of cells in you stay one body and not a scattered crowd. They speak to each other constantly in this silent chemical language: grow, rest, divide, hold steady, so that all of you moves, in the end, as one. So even at its outer skin, the cell is awake and listening, gently tuned to the whole of which it is a part. You are a conversation of trillions, held together by soft messages you will never hear. Let that quiet talk carry on without you tonight and rest. Let us pause a moment among the borders we have traced, the soft, oily sea, the faithful gatekeepers, the listening surface. You need hold on to none of it. Wonder asks nothing of memory. It only asks to be felt, and then let go. Notice how the cell keeps itself not by force but by gentle choosing. Soft borders, open doors, quiet listening. There is no struggle in it, only a slow, steady tending. The smallest unit of life runs on care, not effort. Let your own border soften now, the edge between you and the room, between waking and sleep. Nothing needs guarding so closely tonight. Let the good in, let the day out, and let the line between them blur. Soon we will step through the membrane and into the cell's quiet library where its instructions are kept. But there is no need to stir. Float here a while longer, held gently within your own soft border, sinking toward sleep. At the heart of every complex cell sits a soft, round chamber, the nucleus. It is the cell's library and control room, the place where its instructions are kept safe and read. Of all the rooms inside a cell, this is the one held most carefully. It has its own border, a double membrane wrapping the library in a second skin, keeping its precious contents apart from the busy interior. The cell guards its instructions the way a great library guards its oldest books. But it is not sealed shut. The library wall is pierced by thousands of fine pores, soft gateways that let messages flow out and supplies flow in. The instructions stay safe within, while copies of them slip gently through the pores to the rest of the cell. Within the library lies the whole plan of you, every instruction for building and running a living thing, written in a single long looping thread. Nothing the cell does is far from this quiet center. Every action begins in the end with a page read here. A deep calm settles with the thought. Somewhere near the center of every cell in you, in a soft, sheltered room, the complete instructions for your living self rest quietly, read only as needed, kept whole through all the years. Rest near that quiet center now. The thread kept in that library has a name, you know, DNA. It is the most famous molecule in all of life, and one of the most beautiful, two strands wound around each other in a slow, even spiral, the gentle shape we call the double helix. Its shape was uncovered in 1953 by James Watson and Francis Crick, building on the careful X-ray images made by Rosalind Franklin. When the two spiraling strands fell into place in their model, they could see at once how life copies itself. For the two strands are mirror partners. Each rung of the spiral is a pair of small molecules that fit together in only one way, so that one strand is the perfect complement of the other. Split them apart, and each can rebuild its missing half exactly. That is the quiet secret of inheritance. To copy itself, the helix simply unwinds, and each old strand becomes the template for a fresh new partner. Two identical helices appear where there was one, the deepest trick of living things, hidden in a shape. So the thread within you is not only an instruction book, but a thing that can faithfully copy itself over and over, down the generations and down the years. Every cell you have carries its own perfect copy. Rest tonight inside that quiet, twisting thread. The instructions on that thread are written in an alphabet of just 4 letters. 4 small molecules, repeated in endless order along the helix, spell out every gene, the entire language of life, set down in only 4 quiet characters. The 4 letters pair off in a fixed way across the rungs of the helix, each one matched to only one partner, again and again all along the spiral. This simple pairing is what lets the thread be read and copied without error. And the book is long. In a single one of your cells, the thread spells out around 3 billion letters, and stretched out straight, it would reach about 2 meters, all of it folded into a nucleus far too small to see. 2 meters of code in every tiny cell. Now multiply that by all your cells, and the numbers grow gentle and absurd. If the DNA in your whole body were unwound and laid end to end, the thread would stretch many times to the sun and back. You carry that quiet immensity, coiled and calm, in every part of you. Carry that as a soft marvel. Everything it takes to build and run a living person is written in 4 small letters, copied faithfully into every one of your trillions of cells. You are, in the deepest sense, a long and lovely sentence, written over and over. Rest within it. 2 meters of thread is a great deal to keep in a room too small to see, and the cell solves this with exquisite folding. The long helix is wound again and again around tiny spools of protein, then coiled and coiled upon itself until it is wonderfully compact. When the cell prepares to divide, this winding tightens further, and the thread gathers into a set of neat, separate bundles, the chromosomes. In your cells there are 46 of them, carried in 23 matched pairs, one of each pair from each parent. Each chromosome is a single long thread of DNA, folded tight, holding its share of your genes. Spread them out and they would run for meters. Gathered up, they fit easily within a cell. The whole library compressed without losing a single word. One of those pairs helps set whether a body grows along a male or female path, but the other 22 carry the rest, the instructions shared by everyone, for hearts and eyes and the shape of a hand. Most of what you are is written on the threads we all hold in common. There is a tidy peace in this folding, that something so long can be kept so neatly, so completely in so small a space, ready to be read or copied at a moment's need. Your whole inheritance, folded with care into every cell. Let it rest, folded as you do the same. The library is not read all at once. When a cell needs a particular protein, it opens the thread to just the right gene, the single page that holds those instructions, and leaves all the rest of the great book gently closed. There, a small machine settles onto the thread, and copies that one page into a fresh, short message, a strand of a related molecule called RNA. The original stays safe in the library, only the copy travels. The book is never taken from its room. This copying is called transcription, and it is done with great care, letter by letter, so the message matches the gene exactly. When it is finished, the little strand carries a faithful transcript of that single page out into the waiting cell. The message slips out through the library's fine pores and into the cell's interior where the building work happens. In this way, the cell reads only what it needs, when it needs it, keeping the master copy whole and untouched within. It is a calm and careful system. Read, copy, send, while the original rests safe. Nothing precious is risked. Nothing is read that is not needed. Let your own mind work that way tonight. Nothing to keep open, nothing to copy out. Let the library close and rest. Let us linger in the library's hush a while. The coiled thread, the 4 quiet letters, the careful reading of a single page. You do not need to hold any of it. The book reads itself when it must, and closes again on its own. Think of the immense order kept so gently here, the whole plan of a living thing, written small, folded neat, read only as needed, never lost. Such vastness held in such stillness. The deepest things are often the quietest. Let your own thoughts coil down and grow still, the way the thread settles when its reading is done. There's nothing more to open tonight, no page that needs turning. The work is kept, it will keep. You may simply let go. In a little while we will follow one of those small messages out into the cell, to the tiny machines that turn its words into living things. But linger here first in the quiet of the library, and let sleep come as gently as a closing book. Out in the body of the cell, the message is met by the smallest machines of all, the ribosomes. There are millions of them in a single cell, each one a tiny workshop that reads the message and builds, from its words, a protein. A ribosome reads the message 3 letters at a time, and each little group of 3 calls for one particular building block, an amino acid, one by one. The ribosome links these blocks into a growing chain exactly in the order the message spells out. There are 20 kinds of these building blocks, and from them the cell can spell out an endless variety of chains, short and long, in every possible order. 20 simple letters like an alphabet of their own, enough to write every worker the cell will ever need. This building is called translation, for the cell is translating from the language of the gene into the language of proteins. It happens ceaselessly in every cell, millions of times over, a quiet, tireless manufacture going on inside you at this very moment. So even as you lie still, your cells are busy spelling out proteins letter by letter, with a steady, unhurried care that never falters. The work of keeping you alive is being done right now, gently, without your asking. Rest in it. A fresh protein chain does not stay a simple string. The moment it is made, it begins to fold, twisting and tucking upon itself, drawn by the pushes and pulls of its own parts, until it settles into a particular 3-dimensional shape. And the shape is everything. A protein's folded form decides what it can do, what it can grip, what it can build, what it can carry, Change the shape and you change the worker entirely. In the cell, form and task are one and the same. Proteins are the cell's workers and they do nearly everything. Some are tools that speed up the cell's chemistry, working thousands of times a second. Some are couriers that carry oxygen or cargo. Some are beams and ropes that hold the cell's very shape. Whatever is done, a protein does it. The tool proteins are called enzymes, and they are quiet marvels. Each one brings the right molecules together, helps them join or break apart, then lets go unchanged, ready to do it again. Without them, the cell's chemistry would be far too slow for life. With them, it hums. So from 4 letters in the library come 20 building blocks, and from those come the countless folded workers that do the living. It is a long, elegant chain of translation, ending in the soft machinery that is, in the end, simply you. Rest among your quiet workers. Many of these proteins are built and folded along a great inner river, the endoplasmic reticulum, a winding folded sheet of membrane that loops through much of the cell like a maze of soft connected corridors. Part of this river is studded with ribosomes, so thickly that its surface looks rough, and there the freshly made proteins are threaded straight into the membrane's folds to be shaped and finished. The river is a workshop and a roadway both. Another part of the river is smooth and free of ribosomes, and there the cell builds fats and oils, the very molecules its membranes are made from, and quietly neutralizes certain harmful things that slip inside. 1 winding sheet, 2 gentle trades. When a protein is finished here, it is wrapped in a small bubble of membrane, a vesicle that buds off from the river and floats away, carrying its cargo onward to the next stop. Nothing is left to wander, everything travels in its own soft package. There is a calm orderliness to it. The long winding river, the steady building, the quiet packing and sending. The cell wastes nothing and rushes nothing. Let your own evening flow like that river, unhurried, winding gently toward rest. The little vesicles travel to a stack of soft, curved sacs near the center of the cell. The Golgi, the cell's sorting house and post office. Here, the finished proteins are received, refined, labeled, and sent on to wherever they are needed. As each protein passes through the stack, the Golgi adds the final touches, a trim here, a tag there, that finish it for its task and mark where it must go. It is like a workshop's last bench where every piece is checked and addressed before it leaves. Then, sorted and labeled, the proteins are packed into fresh vesicles and sent off, some to the membrane, some to other rooms, some to be released from the cell entirely. Each parcel carries its address, and each finds its way. It is a quiet marvel of logistics. This sorting house, thousands of parcels a minute, each finished, each addressed, each delivered with almost no mistakes, a vast postal service running silently inside every cell, asking nothing of you. So nothing the cell makes is left adrift. Each worker is built, folded, finished, labeled, and sent to its proper place with a care that never lapses. Such order brings a deep comfort. Let it tend itself tonight while you let go. Not everything in a cell lasts. Proteins wear out, parts break down, and now and then something unwelcome slips in. For all of this, the cell keeps its recyclers, the lysosomes, small soft sacs filled with tools for taking things gently apart. Inside each lysosome wait powerful tools that can dismantle almost anything: worn proteins, spent parts, even invading germs. The cell keeps these tools safely sealed away, for they would be far too strong to let loose in the open interior. When something must go, it is delivered into a lysosome, and there it is quietly broken down into its simplest pieces. Those pieces are not thrown away. They pass back out to be used again, fresh building blocks for whatever the cell makes next. In this way, the cell renews itself endlessly, unmaking the old to make the new, wasting almost nothing. What is spent becomes the stuff of what is to come. There is no rubbish in a cell, only material between uses. It is a soft and hopeful arrangement to rest on, that nothing worn is simply lost, that the old is gathered up and gently made new again over and over, all through the quiet of the night. Let the day's wear be recycled too, and wake remade. Let us settle among the quiet machines a while. The tiny ribosomes, the folding workers, the winding river, the sorting house, the gentle recyclers. Their names may slip away unkept. They have run themselves your whole life, and they ask nothing of you now. Notice how the cell builds without strain. Each part made in turn, finished, sent on, the old gathered up and renewed. There is no hurry in it, no waste, no noise, only a slow, faithful making that has never once stopped. Let your own making slow now. There is nothing you must build tonight, nothing to finish or send. The work of you is well in hand, tended by hands far smaller and far more faithful than thought. You may set the day's tools down. Before long, we will go to the cell's inner fire, the place where it draws the energy for all this quiet work. But there is no call to rise. Stay here among the resting machines and let sleep gather you in. All this building and sorting and renewing takes energy, and the cell makes its own. Drifting through the interior are the mitochondria, small, soft, bean-shaped bodies that are the powerhouses of the cell, the place where its energy is drawn. Each one is wrapped in two membranes, and the inner one is folded over and over into deep ridges like a curtain gathered into pleats. Those folds give it a vast hidden surface, and it is across that surface that the cell's energy is quietly raised. A busy cell may hold hundreds or even thousands of them, more where more energy is needed, packed thickly in a working muscle, in a beating heart, in the cells of a thinking brain. Wherever life works hardest, the powerhouses gather. And they are restless, moving, merging and splitting, reshaping themselves to meet the cell's needs. They are less like fixed furnaces than a living, shifting fleet of small warm engines, tending the cell's energy from within. So at the heart of the cell's quiet work lies a quiet fire, many small ones in fact, kept gently burning all your life. Even now in every cell, those soft engines are turning, raising the energy that keeps one slow breath rising, rest by their warm light. The energy the powerhouses raise is not kept as heat or light, but stored in a small molecule that acts as the cell's coin, its single universal currency. Whenever the cell needs to spend energy, it spends one of these coins. The coin holds its energy in a tight little bond, like a spring wound and ready. Snap that bond, and a small burst of usable energy is freed, just enough to power a single task. The cell spends these bursts one at a time, exactly as needed. And the cell spends a staggering number of them. Across a whole day, your body makes and uses a mass of these coins close to your own body weight, not because you hold that much at once, but because each coin is spent, rebuilt, and spent again thousands of times over. Every beat of the heart, every thought, every lifted hand is paid for in these coins. They are the common money of all life, the same molecule, spent the same way in a bacterium, a redwood, and you, one currency shared across the living world. What a calm economy it holds worth resting on, that all the work of living is paid for in tiny, even coins, made fresh as fast as they are spent, never hoarded, never run dry. Tonight your cells keep the books for you. You need not count a thing. Where does the energy in those coins come from? From a slow, controlled burning of the food you eat. Deep in the mitochondria, the cell takes apart the fuel from your meals and joins it, step by gentle step, with the oxygen you breathe. It is a burning truly, the same joining of fuel and oxygen that makes a flame, but tamed almost beyond recognition. Instead of one bright rush of heat, the cell releases the energy in many small, careful steps, capturing it gently into coins along the way. This is why you breathe. Every breath draws in the oxygen these slow fires need, and every breath out carries away the spent gas they leave behind. The rise and fall of your chest is, at its root, the breathing of your mitochondria. And it is wonderfully clean. From fuel and air, the cell draws its energy and is left with little more than water and a breath of gas. The same water that helps fill your cells, the same gas you gently exhale, nothing harsh, nothing wasted. So your breathing and your warmth and your every motion all trace back to this slow, tended fire, burning gently in the dark of your cells. Let your breath go slow now, feeding those quiet flames just enough and no more. Rest by the slow burn. Here is one of the strangest and loveliest facts in all of biology. The mitochondria were not always part of the cell. Long ago, perhaps 2 billion years past, they were free-living bacteria drifting on their own through the ancient seas. Then, in some long-ago meeting, a larger cell took one of these small wanderers inside itself, and instead of being digested, the visitor stayed and lived and was kept. The larger cell gave it shelter, the visitor gave its gift of energy. A bargain struck 2 billion years ago. That partnership never ended. The visitors became the mitochondria, and the cells they powered grew large and complex and capable in ways the simple cells never could. Every plant and animal and person alive descends from that one quiet merging. And they still remember their old life. The mitochondria keep their own small loop of DNA separate from the library in the nucleus, and they divide on their own, in their own time, the way their bacterial ancestors once did. A trace of the wanderer kept inside you still. There is deep wonder in it, that the fire in your cells was once a separate living thing, taken in and kept and cherished across 2 billion years until its life and yours became one. You are a partnership older than the eye. Rest in that ancient union. Because the mitochondria carry their own small thread of DNA, They carry their own small story too, and it is one passed down a single quiet line. For the mitochondria in you came almost entirely from your mother and from her mother before her. When a new life begins, the mitochondria come from the mother's egg, while the father's contribution carries almost none. So the mitochondrial thread is handed from mother to child, generation after generation, in an unbroken line of mothers. Scientists can read this thread to trace ancestry back through deep time. Following it backward, mother by mother, the lines of all living people gather toward a single woman who lived in Africa long ago, not the only woman of her age, but the one whose mitochondrial line alone still reaches everyone today. It is a quiet kind of inheritance, this small loop of code carried in the powerhouses, handed down through the warm dark of one egg to the next, a thread of mothers running unbroken from the ancient past straight into the cells of you. Let that be a soft thought to carry down toward sleep, that the very fire of your cells was handed to you by your mother and hers, in a gentle chain that stretches back beyond all memory. You are warmed, quite literally, by an ancient line of care. Let us dwell a while by the inner fire, the soft powerhouses, the even coins of energy, the slow, clean burn, the ancient captured wanderers. You need keep none of it. The fire tends itself as it has all your life, asking nothing of you. Notice how the cell's energy comes not from a roaring blaze, but from a slow, careful warmth. Fuel and breath joined gently, step by step, never wasted, never harsh. Even the fire of life is a quiet thing. Let your own fire bank low now, the way a hearth settles to embers at the end of a long day. You need burn only enough to keep one slow breath moving. Let the rest go gently dim. Later on, we will wander the cell's inner city, its living jelly, its scaffolding, its quiet roads. But there is no hurry at all. Stay here by the warm, low fire and let it carry you the rest of the way down into sleep. Fill in the space between all these parts and you have the cytoplasm, the soft, watery jelly that is the cell's living interior. It is not an empty broth, but a crowded, gentle medium, thick with molecules and machinery, where nearly all the cell's work takes place. It is astonishingly busy. In every small pocket of it, countless molecules wander and meet and react, building and breaking, passing energy and messages along. If you could shrink down and stand within it, you would find not stillness but a soft, ceaseless swirl. And yet it is not chaos. The crowding is ordered, the traffic guided, each reaction kept to its proper place and time. The jelly holds the cell's many parts in their arrangement, the way a calm sea holds its currents, full of motion, yet somehow whole. It is mostly water, this jelly, as is the cell, as are you. Life is, at its root, a careful arrangement of molecules within water, and the cytoplasm is where that arrangement lives. The soft, wet medium is not a backdrop to life, it is part of life itself. So picture the inside of a cell not as a dry machine, but as a warm, gentle pool, alive with quiet motion, holding all its parts in soft suspension. You are filled with such pools, trillions of them. Let yourself feel tonight pleasantly afloat. A cell would be a shapeless drop without its scaffolding. Running through the jelly is a fine web of protein fibers, the cytoskeleton that gives the cell its shape, holds its parts in place, and lets it move and change. Some of these fibers are thick, hollow tubes that act like beams and girders, holding the cell's form and serving as roads for traffic. Others are fine threads woven into a soft mesh just beneath the membrane, lending the surface its strength and spring. And it is not fixed. The scaffolding is built and unbuilt constantly, growing where the cell needs support, dissolving where it does not, so the cell can change shape, reach out, round up to divide, or crawl gently from place to place. A skeleton that rebuilds itself by the minute. It is this living frame that gives each kind of cell its form. The long reach of a nerve cell, the smooth disc of a blood cell, the branching spread of others. Shape in a cell is not given once but tended always, fiber by fiber. Here is a quiet lesson for the end of a long day, that structure need not be rigid to be strong, that a frame can flex and rebuild and still hold its shape. Let your own frame soften now, holding you gently without strain. Those hollow tubes of the scaffolding are more than beams. They are roads, and along them walk some of the cell's most charming machines. They are the motor proteins, and they carry cargo across the cell on what look astonishingly like two small feet. A motor protein takes hold of a vesicle, one of those small packages of cargo, and then truly steps along the tube 1 foot after the other, hauling its load toward where it is needed. It is walking at a scale far below sight, inside every cell of you. Different walkers travel different ways, some toward the cell's edge, some back toward its center, so that cargo flows in both directions along the same roads, like a quiet two-way traffic that never tangles and never stops. In the longest cells, a nerve reaching from your spine to your toe, these walkers may journey for what is, at their scale, an immense distance, carrying supplies the whole length of the cell, step by faithful step, for as long as you live. There is something deeply soothing in the image. Countless tiny walkers, stepping steadily along their roads through the quiet of your cells, carrying what is needed where it is needed all night, asking nothing. Let their steady steps walk you down toward sleep. In one great family of cells, the cells of plants and many tiny drifting things, there lives an engine the rest of us lack, the chloroplast, the soft green body that catches sunlight and turns it into food. Inside each chloroplast are neat stacks of soft green membranes, and within them sits the pigment that makes leaves green, the molecule that drinks in sunlight. With that captured light, the chloroplast joins air and water into sugar, building food from almost nothing but a sunbeam. Nearly all the food on earth begins here. The grass, the grain, the fruit, and every animal that eats them, and every animal that eats those, all of it traces back to sunlight caught in these small green engines. They feed the living world. And like the mitochondria, the chloroplasts were once free, ancient light-catching bacteria taken into a larger cell long ago and kept until their gift of food became part of the plant itself, another old partnership still glowing green in every leaf. So the air you breathe and the food you eat are both gifts of captured cells, the green engines that drink the light, the warm engines that burn the food. Two old wanderers kept inside life, feeding and breathing the world, rest in their quiet green glow. Plant cells keep two more things their animal cousins do not: The first is a wall, a stiff outer shell of tough fibers built just beyond the soft membrane, giving the cell a firm square strength the bare membrane never could. It is this wall, repeated across countless cells, that lets a plant stand. The trunk of a tree, the stem of a flower, the blade of grass holding itself up to the light, all of it is built from the stacked walls of cells, each one lending its small firmness to the whole. The second is a well, a great central sac of water, the vacuole that swells within the cell and presses outward against the wall. That gentle inner pressure is what keeps a leaf crisp and a stem upright. Let it fall and the plant softly wilts. So a plant stands not by bones or muscle, but by water and walls, by millions of small cells, each firm with its own inner well, each braced by its own soft shell. A forest holds itself to the sky on nothing but turgid little cells. There is a quiet steadiness in it to rest on, that great standing things are held up by countless small full vessels, each doing its gentle part. Let yourself be held the same way tonight by all your quiet cells and simply lean into rest. Let us nestle in the inner city a while. The living jelly, the soft scaffolding, the walkers on their roads, the green engines, the wall and the well. You need not hold it at all. The city runs itself silently as it always has. Notice how full of gentle motion the cell is, and yet how ordered, every part in its place, every road traveled, every pressure balanced without strain or noise. A whole working city the size of a speck, running on quiet care. Let the city in you settle toward night now, its traffic easing, its work slowing, its lights dimming one by one. There is nothing left to deliver tonight, nowhere the walkers must rush. Let it all grow quiet. In time, we will watch the cell do the most wondrous thing of all, divide and become two. There is no rushing it. Linger in the quiet city a while longer, and let sleep settle over it like a soft, dark sky. A cell does not live forever as itself. In time, it will divide, become two where there was one, and so the cell's life runs in a slow, repeating cycle: grow, prepare, and split, then begin again. This is the rhythm by which all bodies are built and renewed. Most of the cycle is simply living. The cell grows, gathers what it needs, and does its daily work. Only when it is ready, fully grown and well supplied, does it turn toward dividing. There is no rush. A cell takes its time to be ready. And the cell checks itself carefully along the way. At certain gentle gates it pauses and asks, "Am I large enough? Is my code sound? Is all in order?" Only if the answer is yes does it move on. If something is wrong, it waits or softly steps aside. This careful pacing is what keeps a body whole and healthy. Cells dividing only when needed, only when ready, never in haste. The slow wisdom of the cycle is written into every cell, tending the balance between growing and holding still. A calm runs through that pacing to carry into the night. Growth comes in its own time, not before. Rest is part of the cycle, not a pause from it. Let yourself sit in the resting part of the turning now, with nothing to hurry toward. Before a cell can become two, it must copy its entire library, all 2 meters of thread, all 3 billion letters, so that each new cell will hold a complete and perfect set. This copying is among the most careful acts in all of life. The helix unwinds, and the two strands part like a zipper opening. Along each bared strand, a small machine moves, reading the old letters and laying down their matching partners one by one, building a fresh new strand against the old. When it is done, where there was one helix there are two, and each new helix is half old and half new, one ancient strand kept, one fresh strand laid beside it. Nothing is thrown away. The old thread lives on in both copies. And it is copied with breathtaking accuracy. The machines proofread as they go, catching and mending nearly every mistake, so that across all 3 billion letters only the rarest error slips through. A whole library recopied almost perfectly in a few quiet hours. There is deep reassurance in that care, that the instructions for you are copied and copied again, with a faithfulness almost beyond error every time a cell renews, your whole self preserved letter by letter through all your dividing cells. Rest in that quiet fidelity. With its library copied, the cell is ready to divide. What follows is one of the most beautiful slow dances in nature, mitosis, the gentle splitting by which one cell becomes two, each a perfect twin of the cell that came before. First, the copied threads gather and condense into their neat bundles, the chromosomes, each now a matched pair joined at the middle. They glide to the cell's center and line up there in a soft, even row, as if waiting for a signal. Then fine fibers reach out from each end of the cell, take hold of the pairs and draw them apart, one of each pair gliding gently toward one end, its partner toward the other. The library is divided exactly in two, with great care and no haste. And finally, the cell itself pinches in at the middle, the soft membrane drawing together like a gently cinched purse until it closes. And where there was one cell, there are two, each whole, each with its full library, each ready to live. This dance has built every body that ever lived, repeated uncountable times to grow you from a single cell, and repeated still to renew you calmly every day. Such a vast result from such a calm and careful splitting. Rest as it goes on without you. There is a second kind of division, kept for one special purpose, the making of the cells that begin new life, the egg and the sperm. It is called meiosis, and it does two things ordinary division never does. It halves and it mixes. First, it halves. An ordinary cell holds its chromosomes in pairs, but an egg or a sperm must carry only one of each, so that when two of them join, the new life has a full set again, half from each parent. Meiosis carefully sets aside one of every pair. And before it halves, it mixes. The matched chromosomes, one from each of your own parents, lie alongside each other in trade pieces, swapping stretches of code back and forth so that each is shuffled anew. No two are left quite the same. This shuffling is why no two children of the same parents are ever quite alike, why every person save identical twins is a fresh combination never seen before. Meiosis is the quiet engine of variety, dealing each new life a hand all its own. So every person who has ever lived was dealt at their beginning a new and unrepeatable shuffle of an ancient deck. You are a one-time arrangement, never made before and never to be made again. Rest tonight in the quiet wonder of being singular. Each time a cell copies its threads, a small thing happens at the very tips. The copying machines cannot quite reach the ends, and so a little is lost from the close of each thread with every division. To guard against this, the threads wear caps. These caps are stretches of code that carry no instructions. They are there simply to be worn away, a buffer protecting the real words within. With each division, the caps grow a little shorter, spending themselves so the library stays whole. But the caps are not endless. After many divisions, they grow short, and the cell, sensing it, slowly stops dividing and settles into a calm retirement. This soft limit is woven into the cell, a gentle counting of its own renewals. Some special cells can rebuild their caps and so divide on and on. The cells that make eggs and sperm, and certain others, but for most of your cells, the slow shortening is part of the gentle arc of a life, a quiet clock kept at the ends of every thread. Here is a soft acceptance to settle into, that even the cell keeps a gentle count of its renewals and lets go when its time comes without struggle. Endings are written gently into life itself, and they are not to be feared. Let that calm settle over you. Cells also know how to end on purpose. When a cell grows too worn or damaged, or is simply no longer needed, it can fold itself away in a calm, orderly fashion, a quiet, chosen ending called apoptosis, the cell's own gentle goodbye. It is nothing violent. The cell neatly packs its parts into small parcels, signals its neighbors, and is silently taken up and recycled, leaving no mess behind. Its molecules pass on to other cells to be used again, an ending that feeds new beginnings. And this gentle ending shapes you. Your hands were carved by it in the womb. The cells between your forming fingers softly stepped aside, and where they had been open spaces appeared. You were sculpted as much by cells letting go as by cells growing. Each day, billions of your cells make this quiet exit, the worn and the finished bowing out so the fresh may take their place. It is not loss but renewal, the constant gentle turnover that keeps a body whole and clean. There is deep peace in this last lesson of the cell, that endings can be gentle, ordered, even generous, that to let go in its proper time is part of the health of the whole. Let the days spent things go that way now, gently making room for tomorrow. Let us be still in the slow turning a while, the quiet cycle, the faithful copy, the gentle splitting, the halving and mixing, the caps and the graceful ending. None of it is yours to keep. The turning turns itself, as it always has. Notice how growth and ending are not opposites here, but parts of one gentle wheel, cells dividing, cells letting go, the whole kept fresh by both. There is no struggle in it, only a slow, balanced renewal. Let your own turning slow now toward its resting point. Nothing needs to grow tonight, nothing to divide or decide. You are in the quiet part of the wheel where the only work is rest. Let it hold you there. By and by we will meet the many kinds of cells you are made from, the messengers, the rivers of red, the defenders, the movers, but nothing here is hurried. Rest here in the gentle turning and let sleep carry you on. From the same core design, the cell takes 1,000 forms, each shaped to its task. None is stranger or lovelier than the neuron, the messenger cell, built not as a tidy ball, but as a spreading tree of fine branches and one long, far-reaching thread. A neuron's work is to carry signals, and so it stretches itself into shapes for reaching. Its branches gather messages from thousands of neighbors at once. Its single long thread carries its own message far away, sometimes the length of your whole body in one cell. The message itself is a small wave of electricity, racing down the thread as a traveling pulse, then leaping a tiny gap to the next cell as a soft puff of chemical messenger. Electricity and chemistry, handed one to the next, all through you. Your brain holds tens of billions of these messengers, each joined to thousands of others in a web of almost unimaginable richness. Every thought you have ever had, every memory, every dream, is a pattern of soft pulses passing through that living web. Even now, as you grow drowsy, it is neurons doing the growing, their chatter slowing, their pulses settling into the long, slow waves of sleep. Let the messengers quiet now. Their work tonight is simply to grow still and carry you down. Through your veins flow the simplest and most numerous of your cells, the red blood cells, soft discs by the tens of trillions, whose single quiet task is to carry oxygen to every corner of you. They are shaped like tiny cushions pressed in at the center, a form that gives them room to bend and fold through the narrowest passages and a wide surface to gather their cargo. Some vessels are so fine that the cells must pass through in single file. To make room for their cargo, they give up almost everything else, even their library. A mature red cell carries no nucleus at all, having let it go to fill itself instead with the iron-rich molecule that binds oxygen and gives blood its red. Each one lives only a few months, looping endlessly through heart and lung and body, carrying breath before it wears out and is gently retired and replaced. Your marrow makes millions of fresh ones every second to keep the rivers flowing. How quiet a selflessness they show, cells that give up nearly all they have, even their own instructions to spend their short lives carrying breath to others. With every breath you take tonight, they are at their gentle work. Rest on their red current. Among the red rivers move fewer, paler cells with a very different calling. The white cells, the body's quiet defenders, forever patrolling for anything that does not belong. Some are hunters that engulf invaders whole, flowing around a stray germ, drawing it inside and calmly dissolving it away. They roam the body like gentle wardens, swallowing trouble before it can spread. Others are the body's memory and craft, cells that learn the shape of an invader and build precise molecules to match it, tags that mark the threat for removal and linger long after, ready should it ever return. This is how a body remembers an illness and meets it faster the next time. They speak constantly to one another, calling for help, sounding the all clear, coordinating their quiet campaigns, a whole watchful society within you, mostly unnoticed, keeping you well through countless small encounters you never feel. So as you sleep, you are not unguarded. A faithful guard walks the rivers of you, tireless and unseen, meeting and settling small troubles long before they ever reach your awareness. Rest easy in their quiet keeping. When you lift a hand or take a breath or feel your heartbeat, it is muscle cells at work. Long, strong cells built for one graceful act, to shorten, gently and on command, and so to move. Inside each muscle cell lie countless fine filaments, laid in neat overlapping rows. When the signal comes, the rows slide past one another, drawing themselves together, and the whole cell shortens. Multiply that by millions of cells and a limb moves. This sliding costs energy, and so muscle cells are rich with mitochondria, those warm inner fires packed thickly to feed the endless work. A working muscle is among the hungriest tissues in the body, glowing with the heat of its many small engines. The most faithful muscle of all never rests in your whole life. The heart, a tireless knot of muscle cells that have beaten without a single pause since long before you were born and will beat on softly through every night of sleep. Tonight your moving cells grow still, all but the faithful few that keep your heart and breath going. Let the rest soften and lengthen, their filaments loosening, their small fires banking low. There is nothing left to lift. Let your muscles pour themselves out into rest. Among all your cells, two stand at the far ends of size, and both are cells of beginning, the egg and the sperm, the two that meet to start a life. The egg is the largest cell in the human body, so large that just barely the unaided eye can catch it, a soft round speck about the width of a fine hair. It is stocked with everything a new life will need for its very first days, a generous, well-provisioned beginning. The sperm is the smallest, little more than a packet of code with a long whip of a tail, stripped down to almost nothing so it can swim. It carries only half a library and the means to deliver it, and nothing it does not need. When they meet and join, their two half-libraries become one whole, and in that single moment, a new cell exists that has never existed before, holding a complete and unrepeatable plan for a person. The largest cell and the smallest together begin everything. Every person who has ever lived began as that one new cell. You included, once, a single soft sphere smaller than a full stop. Rest tonight in the gentle wonder of how small your own beginning was, and how far that one cell has carried you. From that first cell come all the others, and they come through a special, open-handed kind of cell that has not yet chosen what to be. These are the stem cells, the shapeshifters, holding within them the possibility of becoming almost anything. A stem cell can divide to make more of itself, or it can take a path and become something particular, a nerve, a muscle, a drop of blood. From a small pool of these open cells, a whole varied body is gradually built, each cell settling into its calling. Once a cell chooses, it usually stays. A nerve cell remains a nerve, a blood cell a blood cell. The choosing is how a single uniform beginning becomes the rich variety of a living body, each cell specialized, each in its place. And some stem cells stay open all your life, tucked away in quiet reserves, in your marrow, your skin, your gut, ready to step forward and make fresh cells wherever the old wear away. They are the body's well of renewal, kept full for whenever it is needed. What a soft hopefulness they carry into sleep, that within you are kept quiet wells of pure possibility, ready to renew and mend all your life long. You are never only finished, you are always in part beginning. Rest in that gentle openness. Let us wander among the many kinds a while, the branching messengers, the rivers of red, the quiet defenders, the movers, the largest and smallest, the open shape shifters. You need hold none of their names. They each do their work without your asking. Notice how one simple design becomes 1,000 forms, each shaped to serve the whole, and how all of them, however different, are still kin, still cells, still descended from that one first cell, such variety from such deep unity. Let the many cells of you settle now into their night, the messengers slowing, the movers loosening, the defenders on their quiet rounds, the rivers flowing soft and low, all of you easing together toward rest. In a while we will follow the cell back to its beginning, the first cell of all, and the long story that leads to you, but none of it is hurried. Stay here among the many held in their quiet company and drift. Trace the cells of you back far enough, cell from cell, generation upon generation, and you arrive at the very beginning, some 3.5 billion years ago, when the first cells flickered into being in the warm waters of a young Earth. No one knows exactly how it happened, how loose molecules first gathered into a soft bubble that could feed and grow and copy itself. But somewhere, in some quiet pool or warm deep vent, the line between not quite alive and alive was gently crossed. From that first living cell, or first small family of them, everything followed, and one of them is special to all of us, the last ancestor shared by every living thing, the single kind of cell from which all life that now exists has descended. We know it lived because all life still speaks its language. Every cell on Earth, bacterium, mushroom, oak, whale, and you, uses the same four-letter code, the same energy coin, the same kind of tiny machines. We are all reading from one ancient book. So you are not a thing apart from life, but a branch of one enormous, unbroken family, reaching back to a single cell in an ancient sea. Every living thing you have ever seen is in the deepest sense a distant cousin. Rest tonight among your vast kin. For more than 1 billion years, life stayed simple, nothing but small, spare cells floating and dividing, with no rooms inside and no great size. For a vast stretch of time, that was all that life was, and it was enough. Then came the great merging we touched on earlier, the day one cell took another inside itself and kept it, and the captured wanderer became the powerhouse within. With that new fire, cells could grow larger and richer than ever before. It may have been the rarest of events. Perhaps it truly happened only once in all of Earth's history. Yet from that single merging came every complex cell there is, every plant, every animal, every fungus, every one of your own cells, a whole kingdom of life from one chance union. With their new energy, these complex cells grew capable of things the simple cells never managed: larger bodies, finer structures, the long, slow climb toward everything we see alive today. A single quiet partnership opened the door to all of it. How soft a wonder it is to owe so much to one ancient meeting that the richness of all complex life, your own self included, traces to a single moment when two cells chose, in effect, to live as one, rest in that long ago union that slowly made you possible. For most of life's story, every cell lived for itself. Then, slowly, some cells began to stay together after dividing, to cling, to cooperate, to share the work, and from that gentle choosing came something new, the many-celled body. At first, perhaps, it was only a loose ball of identical cells, stronger together than alone, but in time they began to divide the labor, some cells catching food, some moving the group, some carrying the code, until the colony became gently a single creature. This was a profound surrender. To be part of a body, a cell gives up its own endless dividing, its own separate ambitions, and works instead for the whole, trusting the others to do the same. A trillion small surrenders, and a body is born. Every plant and animal is such a cooperative, a vast society of cells, each alive, each holding back its own interests for the good of all. Your body is not a single thing, but the most intricate teamwork imaginable, held together by trust written deep in the cells. What a quiet grace it holds that you exist because trillions of small lives choose every moment to work together rather than apart. You are a masterpiece of cooperation. Let that gentle teamwork carry on without you tonight, and rest. Here is a quiet surprise to lie with. Not all the cells in you are you. Living on your skin and deep in your gut are vast multitudes of bacteria, tiny simple cells by the tens of trillions, almost as many as your own. Most of them live in your gut, a teeming, gentle nation of microbes that help you in ways you rarely notice, breaking down food you could not digest alone, making vitamins, and helping teach your defenders friend from foe. They are not invaders but partners mostly, another quiet cooperation struck not over billions of years but renewed every day of your life. You are less a single creature than a walking, breathing ecosystem, a habitat as much as a being. And they keep their own quiet rhythms, busiest when you are fed, calmer in the long hours of night, rising and falling with your own days. Even now, as you settle, your inner multitude is settling too into its own gentle dark. There is a humbling comfort in it, that you are never truly alone, that you carry within you an entire living world, mostly friendly, mostly unseen, sharing your days and your nights. Rest easy among your countless quiet companions. You may feel like the same person you were years ago, but most of your cells are not the same at all. Quietly, ceaselessly, your body replaces itself, old cells stepping aside, fresh ones taking their place in a slow tide of renewal you never feel. The lining of your gut renews in days, your skin in weeks, your red blood cells in months. Even your bones are slowly rebuilt over years. Cell by cell, you are forever being made new while the shape and the memory of you carry on unbroken. A few cells stay with you the whole way. Most of the neurons of your brain are with you for life, the keepers of your long memory, but around them the great body renews and renews, a river that is always flowing, yet always recognizably itself. So you are not a fixed thing, but a pattern kept flowing, like a flame that is never the same gas twice, yet burns on as one steady light. The cells come and go, the you they make together endures. There is deep comfort in that, for the end of a day, that renewal is not something to strive for, but something already happening, every hour, in every part of you. Tonight as you sleep, you are being silently remade. Wake a little newer than you were. There is one more quiet wonder to carry towards sleep, and it is the one this whole channel is named for. Inside nearly every cell of you ticks a tiny clock, a soft inner rhythm, close to 24 hours long, that keeps the cell in time with the turning day. The clock is made of a small loop of molecules that build up through the day and break down through the night, rising and falling in a steady cycle. By this gentle ebb and flow, each cell knows in its own way whether it is day or dark. And all these tiny clocks are kept in time by a master clock in the brain, which reads the light of day and passes the hour along, so that trillions of cells all keep the same gentle rhythm, your whole body beating softly in time with the sun. This is the circadian rhythm, the reason you grow sleepy as the dark deepens, the reason your body cools and slows and turns inward toward repair at night. It is not in your mind alone, it is written into every cell, a clock as old as life and the light. So as you grow drowsy now, it is not weakness but wisdom, trillions of small clocks, all chiming the same quiet hour, telling every part of you that it is time to rest. Let them be right, follow your cells down into the dark and sleep. Let us sink into the deep story a while. The first cell, the great merging, the gathering into bodies, the unseen multitude, the constant renewal, the clock in every cell. You need carry none of it. The story tells itself, and it is telling you. Notice how every part of it is a kind of togetherness. Cells from one ancestor, cells merged into one, cells joined into bodies, cells sharing you with countless friendly others. Life at every scale leans toward keeping company. Let yourself feel held by all that company tonight. The trillions within you, the ancient line behind you, the quiet multitude beside you. You are not a single small thing alone in the dark. You are a vast, gentle gathering, and it is at rest. When the time comes, we will draw it all together, the whole quiet city of you, and let the night close over it. But there is no hurry now. Remain in the deep story a while longer and let it carry you the last of the way down. Return for a moment to the cell's small workers, the enzymes, for they deserve a closer look. An enzyme is a folded protein with a task, to take a chemical step that would on its own happen far too slowly for life and softly make it swift. It works by shape. Each enzyme has a soft pocket fitted to one particular molecule, the way a glove is fitted to a hand. The molecule settles into the pocket, the enzyme gently coaxes it to change, and then releases it, finished, unchanged itself, ready for the next. And the speed is staggering. A single enzyme can carry out its step thousands, even millions of times a second, turning a reaction that might take years on its own into one that finishes in the blink of an eye. The whole pace of life depends on this quickening. Your cells hold thousands of kinds of them, each shaped for one small step, one to break a sugar, one to mend a strand, one to build a fat. Together they weave the whole chemistry of living, each doing its single thing, perfectly, again and again. How calm and efficiency they hold, that life's endless chemistry is carried not by force or heat, but by thousands of small, gentle hands, each easing one step along, then letting go unchanged. Let your own day's work be set down as easily. Rest. Some cells take on work for the whole body, and few are busier than the cells of the liver. Each one is a small chemical workshop, running hundreds of different tasks at once, calmly keeping the body's inner chemistry in balance. They store sugar for later, and release it when you need it, smoothing the body's energy through the long hours between meals. They build proteins that travel in the blood. They make the fluid that helps you digest your food. A dozen trades in one cell. And they are the body's quiet cleaners. Whatever drifts through the blood that should not linger, the worn, the spent, the harmful, the liver cells take in, take apart, and make safe, so that the rest of you stays clear and unburdened. They are also among the few cells that can rebuild a lost part of their own organ, divide and grow until the whole is whole again. A liver can regrow from a fraction of itself, mended by the steady dividing of its own willing cells. So as you sleep, an unseen workshop hums on inside you, balancing your sugars, building and cleaning, keeping your inner weather calm. You need not tend any of it. The chemistry of you is in faithful hands. Rest while they work. Deep in the body sits a small organ with a delicate duty, and within it, clusters of special cells keep watch over a single thing: the sweetness of your blood, the level of sugar that feeds every cell of you. When you eat and your blood grows sweet, these cells sense it at once and release a soft messenger into the blood, a molecule that travels everywhere, telling each cell to draw the sugar in and store or burn it. The level falls gently back to calm. And when the blood grows lean in the long quiet between meals, other neighboring cells send the opposite word, release some stored sugar back into the blood, so the level never falls too low. Between them they hold a steady balance, hour by hour. It is a quiet act of care repeated all day and all night, a constant, gentle tuning, so that every cell in you, from brain to toe, is fed an even, steady stream of sweetness, never too much, never too little. Even now, as you drift, these small keepers are at their watch, tuning the sweetness of your blood so gently you will never feel it. So many quiet hands, keeping so many small balances, simply so that you may rest without a care. Let them sleep. Many cells can move, and they move in their own quiet ways. Some are covered in tiny hairs that beat together in waves. Some drive themselves with a single long tail, and some simply flow, reaching out and pulling themselves along. The cells that line your airways wear thousands of these tiny hairs, and they beat in slow, coordinated waves, sweeping a soft film of fluid steadily upward and out, keeping your lungs clean with a gentle, endless tide you never notice. Others swim. The sperm cell drives its long tail in slow lashing curves to push itself forward, one of the few of your cells that truly travels under its own power on its single great journey. And the defenders crawl. A white cell reaches out a soft arm of itself, anchors it, and flows its body forward into it, then again and again, oozing slowly toward trouble with no legs and no haste, yet always arriving. There is a soothing variety in it, the sweeping, the swimming, the slow flowing, every cell finding its own gentle way to move, none of it rushed, all of it sure. Let your own motion cease entirely now. Tonight you need not move at all. Rest. Cells in a body are not packed bare against one another. Between them lies a soft, strong weave they build themselves, a mesh of fibers and gels that holds them in place, cushions them, and binds them into tissues. The chief fiber of this weave is collagen, the most plentiful protein in your whole body, a strong, soft rope. The cells spin and lay down all around themselves. It is the quiet framework of your skin, your tendons, your bones, the scaffolding that gives the body its shape. The cells anchor themselves to this weave, holding fast to it the way a climber holds a wall, and through it they sense the pull and give of the tissue around them. The weave is both their resting place and a thing they listen to. So a tissue is not just a crowd of cells, but cells in their shared weave together, the living and the soft, strong framework they make, woven into one. Your whole body is this marriage of cell and scaffold, repeated everywhere within you. It is a quiet security, being so woven in, every cell held softly by the framework around it, cushioned, anchored, never adrift. Let yourself feel woven into your bed the same way tonight, held softly on every side. Rest in the weave. When the body is cut, an emergency unfolds in seconds, handled almost entirely by cells and the fragments of cells, small swift menders that rush to seal the breach before much is lost. First come the platelets, small pieces broken from larger cells, which drift in the blood by the billions, waiting. At the first sign of a wound, they grow sticky, gather at the gap, and clump together into a soft plug, the first quick seal. Then a fine mesh forms over them, fibers weaving across the wound like a net cast over a gap, trapping cells and sealing the breach firm. The bleeding stops, a soft clot holds, the body has bought itself time to heal. And then the slow mending begins beneath, the defenders clearing away debris, the nearby cells dividing and creeping in to fill the gap, the weave rebuilt thread by thread until whole skin lies where the wound had been, quiet repair, done without your asking. It is a comfort to know how readily you are mended, that at the smallest harm, billions of tiny menders rush in, seal and rebuild, faithfully every time. Whatever the day has worn, your cells are already repairing it. Let them rest and heal. Your outermost edge, your skin, is built of cells, layered many deep, and it is the great quiet barrier that holds the world out and the wet of you in. It is the largest organ you have, and it is alive in its lower depths and gently spent at its surface. New skin cells are born in the lower layers, and as fresh ones form beneath, the older ones are pushed slowly upward. As they rise, they fill with a tough protein, flatten and harden into a soft shield, a wall of cells that gave their lives to guard you. At the very surface, the cells are spent and gently flake away, and you shed them by the millions every day, a soft, constant dust of yourself drifting off into the world, replaced as fast as it is lost from below. So your skin is renewed completely, again and again over the course of weeks. The you that touches the world is never more than a little while old. The barrier holds firm precisely because it is forever being remade from beneath. There is a soft wonder in it for the close of the day, that your very surface is a living, renewing shield, born deep, given to guarding you, and let go without a struggle when its turn is done. Let the day's worn surface go to and rest. Even your bones, which seem the most fixed and finished part of you, are alive with cells, and they are never truly still. Bone is not dead scaffolding, but a living tissue forever, being rebuilt by two kinds of cells working in quiet opposition. One kind builds. These cells lay down fresh bone, spinning the collagen weave and hardening it with mineral, slowly adding new material wherever the bone is stressed or thin. They are the masons of the skeleton, raising it grain by grain. The other kind breaks. These cells dissolve old bone away, clearing the worn and the surplus, opening space for the builders to fill anew. Between the breakers and the builders, your skeleton is slowly, ceaselessly remade, replaced entirely over a span of years. This quiet remodeling is how bones heal when broken, how they grow strong where they are used, how they stay light yet firm across a whole life. The hardest part of you is, in truth, among the most alive, a slow living balance of making and unmaking. There is a deep steadiness in it to rest on, that even your frame is gently renewed, broken down and built back, kept strong by the same slow tending that runs through all of you. Nothing in you is merely fixed, everything is faithfully maintained. Rest in that care. The body keeps its energy for lean times in a special kind of cell, soft and round, given almost entirely to storage, the fat cells, the quiet larders of the body, each holding a single large droplet of energy in reserve. Each fat cell can swell or shrink remarkably as energy is stored or spent, its droplet growing and easing like a slow tide. Together they hold a deep reserve, enough to carry the body through long stretches of need, a soft cushion of stored warmth. They do more than store. These cells also send out soft messengers that help tell the body when it has had enough to eat, and they cushion and warm you, a gentle insulating layer against the cold of the world, keepers of warmth in more ways than one. There is no shame in these quiet larders. They are an old and wise provision, a body's gentle hedge against hungry days. Every creature that has ever survived a winter or a famine has done so in part on the soft stores its fat cells kept. Take that as a kind thought at the end of the day, that your body keeps a soft, warm store against want, tending you through lean and plenty alike, asking nothing in return. You are well provided for. Settle into that warmth and rest. At the very edge of the living world drift things that are not cells at all, and not quite alive, the viruses. They are far smaller than any cell, little more than a scrap of code wrapped in a soft coat, with none of a cell's machinery of their own. On their own they do nothing. They cannot feed, cannot grow, cannot make more of themselves. They simply drift, inert, like a message in a bottle with no one to read it. By themselves they are barely more than chemistry. Only when one meets a living cell does it stir. It slips its code inside and lets the cell's own machinery read it, turning the cell for a while to making copies of the visitor. They borrow life, having none to call their own. They sit on the very threshold of life, not living, yet not merely dead, a reminder of how thin and strange the line can be between chemistry and a cell, and your defenders know them well and meet them silently countless times without your ever knowing. There is no need to fear them tonight. They are simply a curious edge of the living world, met and managed by your faithful cells as they have been all your life. Let the thought drift off like the rest. You are well guarded. Rest. Let us rest among these quiet wonders a while. The swift enzymes, the chemical workshop, the keepers of sweetness, the sweepers and menders, the living barrier and the builders of bone. None of this is yours to hold. Each tends its task without you. Notice how much is being done for you, ceaselessly, gently, far below your notice, balancing, mending, guarding, storing, renewing. You have never had to ask for any of it. It is simply given every moment by the quiet life within. Let that care hold you now. There is nothing tonight you must tend, balance, or guard. It is all in faithful hands, smaller and surer than your own. Set the whole weight of the day down and let yourself be kept. When you're ready, we will draw the whole of it together one last time and let the night close gently over you. But there is no hurry in any of it. Stay here among the quiet wonders and let sleep gather you in. Draw it all together now and picture a single cell as a quiet city. The membrane is its gentle wall, the gatekeepers its gates, the nucleus is the library at its heart, the ribosomes its workshops, the winding river and sorting house its factories and posts. The mitochondria are its power stations, the recyclers its waste works, the scaffolding its roads walked by tireless couriers. It feeds, it builds, it cleans, it defends, it renews, a whole working city complete in every part, in a space too small to see. And it runs without a ruler. No single part commands the rest. Instead, countless small machines each do their own faithful work, guided by the code and by chemical whispers, and out of all that quiet cooperation, the city simply works, order with no one in charge. Now remember, you hold not one such city, but tens of trillions, each as intricate as this, all working together, all in communication, all alive. The scale of it slips past the mind like water, a nation of cities, and every one of them is you. Let that immensity rest lightly on you, not as a weight, but as a marvel. Such richness, such order, such quiet competence, all running gently within you while you do nothing at all but breathe. You are a wonder you never have to manage. Rest in it. Hold one last time the thought of where you began, not as a child, not as a baby, but as a single cell, one soft sphere, smaller than a full stop, holding a complete and unrepeatable plan, drifting in the warm dark. That one cell divided into two, and two into four, and the soft doubling went on and on. Then the daughter cells began to choose, some becoming nerve, some blood, some bone, some skin, folding and arranging themselves by rules written in the code into the shape of a body. From that single cell came all 37 trillion of yours, each one carrying a faithful copy of the same original library, each a descendant of that first soft sphere. You are, in the most literal way, one cell that learned to become a multitude. And it all unfolded without instruction from outside, no hand guiding it, no blueprint read aloud. The cell simply followed its own quiet code, dividing and choosing and arranging until a whole person lay where one cell had been, a self that built itself. What a deep and gentle awe there is in that, to carry into sleep, that everything you are unfolded on its own from a single quiet cell by slow, steady, faithful steps. You were your own first work. Rest now in the long completed making of you. So here is the whole of it, softly told. You are made of cells, tens of trillions of small quiet lives, each one alive in its own right, each tending its corner of you with a faithfulness that never asks for thanks. They are ancient beyond telling, descended from the first cell in an unbroken line. They are deeply kin to all of life, reading the same code as the grass and the whale, and they are endlessly cooperative, holding back their own ends to make together the single living thing that is you. Every breath you take feeds their slow fires. Every beat of your heart is their muscle. Every thought is their quiet lightning. There is no part of your life that is not at its root the life of cells working always far below your notice. And tonight, as you rest, they do not rest from you. They go on breathing, mending, renewing, keeping their 1,000 small promises so that you may let go entirely and sleep. You are held from the inside by trillions of faithful hands. So let go now completely. Everything that needs doing is being done gently by the quiet multitude that is you. There is nothing left for you to manage, nothing to hold. Sink into the soft keeping of your own cells and let them carry you down into deep, easy sleep. Let us gather now in the whole of you, the quiet cities, the one cell you began as, the trillions you became. There is nothing left to learn tonight and nothing to keep. Let every fact drift off like mist, only the calm remains. Feel how thoroughly you are held by your soft borders, by your tireless fires, by your faithful renewing multitude. You have never once had to hold yourself together. The cells have always done it, and they are doing it now. Let your breath go slow and soft, feeding the quiet fires just enough. Let your thoughts settle like cells coming to rest. There is nowhere to be, nothing to solve, no part of you that is not already cared for. Simply be here gently in the dark. Stay here as long as you like, afloat in the warm quiet of your own living self. The night is long and kind, and your cells will keep their faithful watch through all of it. Let sleep come in its own slow time and carry you the rest of the way down. Our journey through the cell is over, and you have done the one thing it asked. You have rested. There is nothing to keep, no fact to hold, no answer to carry into the light. The whole quiet tour was only ever a soft place to lie down and let go. If you are still awake, there is no fault in it. Stay here in the warm hush of your own living cells a while longer, breathing slow, held, and safe. Sleep arrives the way a cell comes to rest, not when forced, but when the body grows still enough to allow it. And if you are drifting now at the soft edge of sleep, then let go completely. Your cells will keep their slow fires burning, their borders gently kept, their faithful work going through every hour of the dark, and they will be there renewed when morning comes. Thank you for spending this night with us, here at the Circadian Institute, resting in the quiet machinery of life. Sleep now and sleep well. The whole gentle multitude of you is at peace around you, and you are perfectly at home in it. Good night, and the deepest of good rests to you.